Good afternoon and welcome to this presentation. Hope you've got your audio adjusted. We've got some latecomers coming in from all over the world. Wherever you are, we say welcome. Today is very special because a lot of Australians on this particular webinar. So to my fellow Aussies, welcome. We've got people also from the US and the UK. So welcome to everybody. Now my name is Troy Rushton. I'm the CEO and founder of ProTrader. I want to say welcome today to join this domain trading presentation. Now, I want to talk to you about an opportunity. It's a lifestyle opportunity. We can do it from anywhere, literally at any time. Now, there's a 70% chance that if you join this program or get involved with this opportunity, you could earn between $5,000 and $100,000 in the next 12 months. Now, this opportunity is not known by many people, but once you master it, you can become a multi-millionaire. In fact, many people who have mastered this opportunity. The industry I'm talking about has been around for more than 20 years and is estimated to be worth between $6 and $8 billion. Now, most of you have had some exposure to it, and the good news is there's no technical or marketing skills required. As we all know, money makes money, so you will need at least a $12 investment to get started. Now, this is what I believe to be the lowest risk, highest ROI opportunity on the market today. Now, I will have the next 45 minutes, and I'll keep it to 45 minutes, and I do encourage you to stay till the very end. I think there's a learning all the way through this presentation, but I will give you an overview on the opportunity. I'll show you how and why it works, and I'll provide you some real-life examples of success, including people who are actually making this work today. I'll give you an overview of a system that makes it all possible, and then I'll show you how you can get involved. Now, you will, hopefully, over the next 45 minutes, hang around, take lots of notes, and then make a decision. Now, which decision will you make? From our experience, for every 100 people who register for these events, 50 people will actually attend. So congratulations, by attending today, you're already in the top 50%, of which 20% of people will simply not be interested. They just won't believe they can make this work. They won't believe this is possible for them. Another 20 people will understand the opportunity, they'll get it, they'll understand it, they'll believe in it, but unfortunately they'll procrastinate and actually take no action. Only 10% of people will actually see this opportunity, understand it, and decide to get involved. So I'd like you to take a few moments just to have a think about what you're doing on this webinar, why you're here, and what do you hope to achieve from this webinar today. Now, while you're doing that, let me just share with you some stats. 3 people who will join the program and get involved in this opportunity will earn between $0 and $5,000 in the next 12 months. 6 people will earn between $5,000 and $100,000, and 1 person will hit a home run and earn over $100,000 in the next 12 months. So what does this really mean for you? It means if you decide to take action, there's a 70% chance that you can earn between $5,000 and $100,000 in the next 12 months. So I guess the next question for you is, how do you make the 70%? Obviously, you've got to take action. If you don't take action to get involved in this opportunity, then there's obviously no way you can be part of the 70%. The second thing is get your mindset, commitment, and attitude all aligned. Your self-belief system is paramount to success in this opportunity. Now, what I've learned about success over the last few years of being in business is you only need to know 3 things: what to do, when to do it, and how to get it done. It's that simple. Now, here's my agenda for today. I'm going to share with you some profit trading secrets, how to maximize your profits, some tools and strategies that I use, a particular strategy called my Geo strategy that can deliver a 1200% ROI, where you can effectively invest $2,000 and get a profit of $20,000 within 12 months. Some will do it much faster. I'll effectively show you how to earn a full-time income part-time. Now, it's worth noting that this is a presentation about an opportunity. It's aimed at the beginner to intermediate level. Now, if you're already a sophisticated domain trader, then this presentation is probably not for you. However, you're more than welcome to hang around, and hopefully we'll teach you something else as well today. Now, as promised, for participating in this webinar today, you'll receive an activation email at the end of the webinar, and that gives you access to our free e-course. It's a 10-day e-course valued at $49. I'll talk a bit more about that program shortly, but it's yours today free as our gift and reward for taking action and turning up today. So what is it that I'm talking about? What is this opportunity that I'm so excited about? It's effectively domain trading. That is the buying and selling of domain names for a profit. So I want you all to think about this. Many of you will have had exposure to a real estate transaction, whether you're renting a property or you've purchased a property or maybe even developed a property. Except what we're talking about here is online property. It's what we call virtual real estate. Now I know some of you on this webinar are probably thinking they don't know what a domain name is, but many of you would have purchased a domain name through someone like a GoDaddy, a Melbourne IT, or whoever you purchase domain names from. It's simply a unique website address. Just like physical property has an address, a domain name has an address. So google.com, amazon.com, protrata.com, etc. So just like physical property has value, domain names also have value. And that's what we refer to again as virtual property. It's just simply real estate on the internet. Now we've all played this game before. It's called Monopoly. Now we all know the difference in value between Baltic Avenue and Boardwalk is simply location. The better the location, the higher the price. Now domain names are similar. Not all domain names are created equal and they don't all have the same value. Domain names have different values. And the art of domain trading is about finding undervalued domains and then selling them to end users for a substantial profit. Now if you were to compare a piece of real estate to a domain name, a vacant block of land is like a domain name. Now there are millions of people looking to purchase domain names, but there are a limited number of .com domain names. Over time, the right domains will increase in value. Now, I've got a few articles here I'd like to share with you just to give you some context about this opportunity. What I like to particularly about this article, it's from USA Today, and it talks about internet domain names are the 21st century real estate. What I really like about this article is the last paragraph here where it says, some people believe the industry's value could reach as high as $8 billion by 2013. Now, obviously, that's the year that we're in now. Now, whilst we're not quite at $8 billion yet, we're at the start of the year. Our strong belief is by the end of the year, this industry could well be at $8 billion. We currently think it's at about $6 billion, so there's a lot of upside in this year alone. There's more than 150,000 opportunities every day in this space. And here's another article, and it's from Sydney, in fact, from the Sydney Morning Herald, September 15, 2011. Now, it talks about the most expensive .com.au domain name, and that's investmentproperty.com.au. And it was expired at auction and was picked up for $125,000. Now, if you're new to the world of domaining, you're a bit inexperienced, you should know that domain names are good for about a year. You can register them for longer, but generally it's for 12 months. And at the end of the 12 months, if you don't renew them, they expire. When they expire, they go up for auction. And people who are domain traders are typically people who buy them very undervalued at domain name auctions. And that's what we're all about today. Teaching you about being a domain trader to find $12 opportunities that are worth significantly more on the open market. Now, what I love about this paragraph particularly is the last paragraph here where it says people are just beginning to realize that domain names are valuable. Now, I want to submit to you that that's not true. I don't believe that at all. In fact, people aren't just beginning to realize this at all. People have been realizing this for years. It just hasn't been the masses. It's only been a small group of people who have been making a lot of money out of domain trading. Here's another article. We all know iCloud come out from Apple. Now, a guy bought iCloud.com for about $10 about 10 years ago, and Apple bought it off him last year, in fact, the year before, in 2011, for $4.5 million. So he invested about $100 and sold iCloud.com for $4.5 million. Now, here's another article I like in Forbes.com. Talks about a guy called Stephen McDonald. Now, Stephen was only a student. He couldn't get into colleges. He was failing in track and field, and his life just wasn't going very well at all. So Stephen decided to buy a domain name. He bought the domain name qsd.com for $620, and 2 weeks later, he sold that domain for $12,000. Now, the excitement bit doesn't end there. He didn't just take the profit as a young kid and go and blow it. He decided to reinvest those profits, and his first year of being a domain trader, Stephen made $325,000 in his first year as a student. Now, here's another article. In fact, I found this article just today, and I thought I would share it with you. So this article is in Inc.com, February 4, 2013, and it talks about the value of domain names. Now, this guy here on screen, Jesse Stein, he bought the domain name Sports Memorabilia for $12,500 And just recently, he sold the business for $19.5 million as a retail business. Now, this is all about timing, and many of these domainers I'm about to show you now have also seen the opportunity and have jumped in and have taken advantage of it. Now, the first guy, his name is Frank Schilling. Now, Frank was formerly a carpenter. He now lives in the Cayman Islands, and he's probably considered one of the pin-up boys of the domain industry. Frank's got a portfolio now worth between $300 and $500 million. Next guy is Mark Ostrovsky. In fact, Mark was famous at one point because he had the Guinness Book of World Records for the sale of business.com, which was for $7.5 million. That record was recently broken for the sale of sex.com for $13 million. Now, Roy Messer, one of the gentlemen of the domain industry, he sold vodka.com for $3 million to a Russian billionaire. Now, Roy leads an enviable life, 100% funded by domain trading. Now, some of you during the course of this presentation will probably be wondering if there is a business opportunity here for you. Now, let me assure you that not only is there a business opportunity for me and Frank Schilling and Roy Messer, but there's absolutely a business opportunity here for you as well. Now, the reality is, unless you've been hiding under a rock recently, you would have no doubt heard about domain names. And you may have even heard about people making lots of money from trading domain names. Domains have been in the news a lot recently because there is so much opportunity in the domain industry. Now, in fact, here's a graph. This graph comes from idx.com. Now, it shows compared domain trading to NASDAQ stock trading. And you can see the green line is the IDNX and the blue line is the NASDAQ stock trading. And you can see since January 06 to January 12, 6 years in a row or 24 consecutive quarters, it's been better to invest money in domains than it has in the NASDAQ. Now, folks, this is a very real business and it's showing no signs of slowing down. Now, mostly on this webinar, I'm here to learn about making some money. So let me get on to that. But before I actually start, let me just give you a quick background on myself, just so you can understand why it's worth listening. I've been trading domain now for about 3 years. I used to lose a bit of money in the early days because I didn't know what I was doing, but until I built a system and a methodology. So the last 18 months, I've traded literally tens of thousands of domain names, and I've made a profit of more than $1.5 million, and I still hold a portfolio of 3,000 names worth more than $2 million. So that's a $3.5 million gain in the last 18 months, and I've been doing this part-time whilst I've been building Protrata, which is a technology and education company. Now, I share this with you not to impress you at all. I simply want to impress upon you that what I'm talking about today actually works. Now, why have I been getting such fantastic results? What has been my point of difference? Bottom line is I begin with the end in mind. I actually invest only where I identify buyers, existing buyers, what I call natural buyers. The more potential buyers I can identify before I invest, the quicker the sale. I advocate a high ROI, low risk model, and I'm particularly focused on cash flow. Many domain traders will focus on getting a maximum profit per transaction, but given there is tens of thousands of domains every single day, I focus on a cash flow model, not just the individual profit. I'm continually turning my portfolio over, doing small trades on very high ROIs as I continue to upgrade my portfolio. Now, just recently, I had the opportunity and the great privilege to speak in front of a large group at San Jose in California. There were about 4,000 people in the audience, and it was a personal development seminar. There was lots of keynote speakers like Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, and this man on screen, who many of you will know, Tony Robbins. Now, Tony said something very, very important that actually left a bit of impression on me. And Tony said, do the right thing at the right time. Now, I want you to think about that for a moment. For example, buying your own home is doing the right thing. But if you bought your home in 2006, it probably wasn't the right time. So it's not just about doing the right thing. It's about doing the right thing at the right time that'll make a massive difference to you and your financial future. And fortunately for us now, domain trading is now. So I want to talk to you about this market opportunity. As I said, it's about a $6 billion opportunity, and it's fast tracking to an $8 billion industry. Many reckon it'll double over the next 2 years. And the important thing to note is that this market will double with you or without you, and with me or without me. And the point there is that this market is doubling regardless of whether you and I are involved. So why not take advantage of it? Now, there are about 150,000 domain opportunities happening every day. We'll talk more about that later. And it's open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And this is particularly relevant if you live outside of the US, where most of the domain auctions are being held. But again, you haven't got to wait for the bank to open, a stock market to open. You can literally buy and sell a domain any day of the week. Now, with more than 4 million new businesses beginning this year alone in the US, many of those businesses will need a website. So there's a real opportunity for domain traders to get in now and provide a very profitable domain service to small businesses. Now, these are the kind of things we teach in this program, and we're going to show you today in this opportunity. We teach you how to buy and sell domain names for, again, a substantial profit. Now, we've worked out there's basically 3 paths to income. There's a buy and hold, a buy and monetize, and a buy and trade. If you're taking notes, I want you to take notes shortly because this is a really important. I'm about to show you the 4 steps of trading. Now, I believe anybody in this webinar can do this. This is not magic. This is just simply a basic system that if you follow the system, you can get results. Now, again, get ready to take notes because here are the 4 steps. The first step is to win a domain auction. Now, many of you probably have heard about GoDaddy. You may well have even seen their big Super Bowl ad yesterday when the Ravens beat the 49ers. So GoDaddy is the largest registrar in the world. Now, again, many of you already bought a domain as a new registration with GoDaddy, but many of you will probably not be aware that GoDaddy also has a very large aftermarket. That is like a secondary market where domains are being traded. Now, step 2 is to monetize the domain. Now, in step 1, GoDaddy provides a marketplace like eBay does. It doesn't actually recommend domains. It doesn't teach you which domains to buy, and I think that's where the risk is because you could potentially lose money. What I'm about to show you is how to actually identify profitable and tradable domains. Now, step 2 again is to monetize that domain. Once you've acquired it, you might as well earn income whilst you're holding the asset. It's a bit like rent on your property, and I'll show you how to do that. Step 3 is to list your asset for sale. Now, there are many large marketplaces in the world, and I'll show you who they are and how to list those domains for sale. And the people who really want to get those maximum ROIs and hit that big home run, those people can learn how to market their domain directly to an end user. Now, again, this is not for everybody, but if you want to learn how to market, and it's very simple, letters and faxes and emails, if you're prepared to do that, then you can really maximize the ROI you'll get from domain trading. Now, many people ask me, how do I spend my time as a domain trader? So I thought I'd put this chart together just to give you a little bit of an idea. Now, again, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is an opportunity, a business opportunity where, again, if you apply yourself effectively, you can make really exciting returns. Now, here's how I allocate my time. And as you can see, the big purple box is the marketing. And that's because I want to maximize ROIs. So I've mastered the art of marketing domains very efficiently to the right end users. Again, marketing myself allows me to A, maximize my return, and B, accelerate the sales process. Now you can see all these other activities from researching and buying and selling to completion. That used to be a very manual task until I developed a system that I'm about to show you. Now, you don't need the system. You can do it manually. It just takes you a lot longer. Now, using this system and these methodologies, here are 5 recent trades that I've done just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. As you can see, the first column is the domain name, and again, principally .coms that I deal with. The second column is what I sold it for. The third column is what I paid for it. And the fourth column, which is what I think is most exciting, is my return on my investment. Now you can see I've done a few trades in the dentist category, and I own about another 30 dentist sites domains that I'm actually trading right now. And you can see that I'm able to buy dentist domains fairly cheaply. Now again, if I'm a dentist in Boston, I'm not thinking necessarily about a domain name called Dentist Boston. I'm probably thinking about my business name, which could be Joe Smith Dentist. Now, if you don't know Joe Smith Dentist, then you're not going to probably find Joe Smith Dentist easily. But what we know is that people search for generic terms in Google. So the term dentist Boston has value because that's people looking for that particular term. So now we sell that domain to a dentist in Boston, and he can then turn that into his own website. Now, as you can see here, for $36 worth of investment, I've made almost $3,000. And what's really exciting about something like Dentist Boston is it's almost a 10,000% ROI. Now, again, it's not a lot of profit when you look at an individual transaction, but again, that $12 could do very little if I invested it anywhere else. So $12 at an hour of my time, and I generated the $1,200. You see a smaller one there, Florida Nanny, just to show you that these trades happen at all different levels. I purchased it for $12 and sold it for only $300, but again, it was a 2,400% ROI on my money. Now, what we've done here is we've understood the process of domain trading. And over the last 3 years, I've built a system where I've broken it down into what's easily understood and what I call paint by numbers. So if you think about this, for example, on the screen now, you'll see a picture. And on that picture, you'll see a whole lot of different paints. Now, anybody can dip their paintbrush in the paints and follow the count by numbers, paint by numbers, and everybody in this webinar can get a color picture exactly like this, because that's what painting by numbers is all about. It's following a system and getting success. And that's what I've done with domain trading. I've broken it down into the fundamentals, effectively domain trading, paint by numbers, and if you copy the process I've put in place, you too can emulate the sort of results that I get. Now, I've got an action plan for you. So again, if you're taking notes, please make notes now. Now, step one is all about learning. Learn quickly. Often people say to me, well, how long is this going to take, Troy? And I say, well, look, I don't know, but I want you to learn quickly, not slowly. There's no point in learning slowly. And number two is I want you to set basic goals. And again, goals allow us to understand how we're going in our domain trading, how we're going for our financial outcomes, how much time we're spending, etc. So we can understand if our investment is paying off for us. Step three is all about taking action now. Now, we can all take action, but taking action now is most important, particularly when you're in the trading mentality. Whether you're on an eBay auction, you're a day trader in stock trades, or you're a domain trader, you need to be able to understand the opportunity to take action now. Now, this is Esther. Esther is someone who has been part of our program, in fact now works with us. Now, Esther is 28 years of age, and she's from Hungary. So the point there is that English is actually second language for Esther. Now, Esther spent some time with us and learned our geo strategy, which I'm about to teach you, and she got results in 10 days. Now, since the 17th of August 2012, when she first started domain trading, Esther, as a 28-year-old Hungarian, now in Australia, has generated $27,702.50, and she is still trading. Now, in fact, her last trade was only last week. She sold pettransporters.com for $1,080, which she purchased for only $20. Now, folks, are you getting this? Are you seeing the opportunity? Imagine if you could do what Esther has done, or if you could just do a trade a week. That could be an extra couple of $1,000s in your bank account each month. And this is serious money. This could be the ticket out of wherever you are financially, and the opportunities are endless. Now, this is the strategy that I taught Esther. So if you've got pen and paper at hand, please take note. Now, the first step is to buy about 50 domains. Now, you can take as long as you like or as quick as you like to do this, but I'd like you to set a budget of about $40. Again, that's on average. Some you'll pay $12, some you might pay $80. But on average, you want to spend $2,000 investing into geo domains. And once you've got those domains, I want you to relist those domains for sale, and I'll show you where to relist them shortly. But you want to be able to list them for about $500. Now, the trick is to find a geo domain that is tradable, obviously above $500. And again, I'll show you that in a moment. So the income potential on those domains is about $25,000. Now, using my proven marketing techniques and templates, you can then market those domains to end-user buyers. Now, sometimes that includes a fax, an email, or even a snail mail letter professionally presented as a domain specialist to, for example, the dentist in Boston. There's about $500 in mailing costs. Now, if you don't do any marketing yourself, that's okay. You can pay a broker. Now, just like real estate has real estate agents, domain trading has domain sales agents, and they take a commission as they do in real estate. And you'll pay, 10 to 15, maybe 20% on a brokerage to sell your domain. Now, even after I've done the investment, paid for my marketing, paid for my broker, I still net a profit of about $20,000 on my $2,000 investment, or a return on investment of over 800%. Now, again, as I said, you could take a year to do this, or you could do this in only a few months like I did. Now, here's some of the trades I did applying this exact strategy. Now, you can see on the screen there are 53 trades. And you can see that sometimes I paid $7.95, sometimes I paid up to $600 for a domain. The first column is the domain name, the second column is what I paid for it, the third column is if I paid any commission, and sometimes I did, the fourth column is what I sold it for, and the fifth column is my ROI. And what you can see is I actually netted $21,165 from these 53 trades. And as I said before, it takes me about an hour per trade from when I found a domain through to trading it. Now that hour could be spent over a month, 2, 3, maybe even 12 months to spend that hour, but again, it's about an hour of my time. So based on my net profit, I was netting about $400 per hour. And let's face it, if you can already earn $400 per hour, you probably don't need to be on this webinar, right? And if you can do it any other way, let me know. So that gives me an exciting ROI of 1,194%. Now this compares to 3 or 4% in bank interest, maybe 6 to 7% on property, maybe 10 to 15% in the stock market. 1,194%, again, high ROI, low risk model. If I buy a domain for $7.95 and I get it wrong, what's my risk? $7.95, that's about it. So only 2 cups of coffee. Now, I invested just under $1,800, and that was an average investment of $33 per asset or per domain. The exciting thing was I had an average sale price of about $461. Now remember in the strategy I just showed you, I want you to sell them for an average of about $500. And this allows for being negotiated down, and some people just want to buy it right now for a lower price. But again, as long as you're averaging about $500, this strategy works. So I averaged $461 on my sale. And that gave me an exciting profit of $428 per trade. Again, given it takes me about an hour, I'm earning about $400 per hour. Now, you getting this, folks? Are you making notes here? Now, this is where you need to make a lot of notes. This is about how to find a good geo domain. Now, I teach a number of different strategies. This is just one strategy I'd like to teach you today. Now, a geo domain is defined as a domain name that has a location in it. For example, Chicago. The second element, it has to have a service in it. So, for example, a dentist, could be an electrician, electrical contractor, a lawyer, a chiropractor, something where there's a geo-based service involved. Now, typically it's better as .coms. Now, if you're in Australia, you might be interested in .com.au's, but typically we're really focused on the US market, but this works in the UK for our UK friends on right now. So .co.uk, .com for US, .com.au, even some of our New Zealand friends at .nz. So again, look for the geo-based domain extension. Now, I'd like you to get it with no hyphens. A lot of people I see with very low quality portfolios because they've bought a domain that's got a hyphen in it. Now, if you're on this webinar from Germany right now, we know that hyphens work quite well in your part of the world, but for most of the rest of the world, hyphens are not typically a great seller for a domain name. And just have a think about it for yourself. When was the last time you would have typed in a domain name with a hyphen into the browser? Probably not likely. Now, those of you who know how to use AdWords, I suggest you go into AdWords and you look for exact match terms that have exact searches greater than 200 searches per month for the location you're looking at. So again, if you're in the US, it wants to be more than 200 for the US. If you're in Australia or the UK or Germany, wherever you are, you want to make sure you change your AdWords setting so it's localized to wherever you're trying to market the domain. So again, you want exact searches more than 200. Now this session doesn't allow me to teach you how to use AdWords, but at a later program, I can actually show you how to use AdWords properly to get to that. Now, also, you want to make sure you be aware of typos and plurals. I've seen plenty of people buy domains that have got, you know, double T's or one T where it should be two T's, or they've got an S where there shouldn't be an S. So be very, very aware of plurals and typos. And again, in AdWords, be sure that the cost per click is greater than $1. Now, sometimes, typically, geo-based services will range between about $3 and about $15, but you want to make sure it's got at least $1. Now, again, if you don't understand AdWords, that's for another session at another time, or just go to Google AdWords and look at their help videos, and that'll help you understand what I'm referring to. Now, ideally, and here's the killer punch, here's the thing you most need to be aware of, where most people fail, they don't buy domains where there's enough target businesses to sell to. Now, remember, my strategy is about beginning with the end in mind. So go to something like the Yellow Pages or Yelp.com is a great source, and put in the location and the service and see how many target businesses there are. Now, if there's less than 20, it gives you a 1 in 20 chance, or less than 1 in 20, to sell a domain. So you want to try and find businesses or geo-based services where there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of those businesses in that location. And again, it's just common sense, because you want the more people that are potential buyers, A, the better the price you can likely get because you can create an auction, and B, the quicker you are to likely sell it. If you find a domain where there's only a handful of businesses, it really does narrow down your opportunity to sell it. Now, another thing that I think is a really critical element is you don't want to pay more than 10% for what you think you can sell the domain for, because again, we want to try and get that 1,000% ROI. So that means if I think I can only sell the domain for $500, then I don't want to pay more than $50 for it. Now, again, what you sell it for is a $500 price point, and I teach you later about how to value domains in a course I've got that helps you understand how to actually position the domain for sale and how to price it to really accelerate that learning curve and that sales point. So again, 10% of the retail value is the trick. Now, here's a really good example, and here's one that I've traded before, dentistlosangeles.com. Now, you can see that the monthly searches in Google are 1,900. The CPC in Google is $5.29, and there's 4,000 dentists in Los Angeles. Now, again, some of this is going to not make sense to some of you on this webinar right now, and that's okay. We've got a continued learning education program. But if you're getting what I'm saying, you'll see the opportunity is very exciting to deliver domains to these end user businesses who are otherwise just purchasing their own business name. So I hope you've got those notes down. Now, I've built a program, a technology that makes this all possible, because you're probably now wondering, well, how do I find these domains? How do I find these searches and these CPCs and all these domains you're referring to? Well, we've built a technology platform called Protrata that does all that. Now, again, you guys who are on this webinar today, as part of your free gift e-course, you also get access to our Pro Technology also for free through the course of the e-course. Now, it's got a dashboard and portfolio. It's got the world's first exchange, domain name exchange, where we aggregate all the domains in the aftermarket that are available worldwide into the one platform. We've got a powerful bid sniper tool, which I'll talk shortly, which allows you to win auctions at the lowest possible price. We've also got the watch list, which allows you to keep track of auctions all over the world that you're participating in, or your own trading floor. We've got revenue reporting settings, a substantial and comprehensive education area for those that really want to apply themselves and really want to master the art of domain trading, like I've done. We've got a great live support center where you can click the live help button and talk directly to a domain trader who's already been there and been through the program and actively trades domains. That's a support button, which is great help in this technology, and there's a membership area. So in the technology I've got, here's how you would apply the geo strategy. So again, remember, we want to purchase 1 to 5 domains per week. And for those who are beginners, and most of you on this webinar will be beginners, I want you to stay focused in this initial area, expiring, pre-auction, and auction. That's where you're going to get the best bargains. That's where you're going to typically buy domains from $12 through to $100. That's a great area to start. Once you get more sophisticated, like Jesse, who bought sports memorabilia, then you'll start moving into the bigger areas like buy it now, premium, and CEDO. So again, in those areas there, I want you to look for these domains. Now you can see in ProTrader, we give you the value of the domain which we value it at or praise it at, how many bids are happening, how long the auction's got to go, etc. Again, very comprehensive research tool to find those exciting tradable opportunities. So that's step one. Step two is to bid, buy, and back order. Now, as you can see on screen here, we've got this sniper tool and this instant bidder. Now, sniper tool, this is the world's first domain name auction sniper tool. Now, many of you who are already using eBay are probably quite familiar with sniper tools on eBay. And what sniper tools allow you to do is hold your bid back to the last possible moment and then drop the bid in so that you can beat out the competition. This saves bringing attention to your auction, and it means that you can potentially win that bid right at the last moment, again for the lowest price. If you get into a bidding auction with some people, it can really drive the price high. So this sniper tool we've built in ProTrader has saved our members more than $150,000 already in domain auctions in the last several months since we launched the tool. And you can see there's a little SMS message service which will help you understand how you're progressing in the auction. Now, once you've bought your auction, you've won your domain, remember, step 3 is about monetizing. Now, at ProTrader, we've partnered with a world leader in asset or domain monetization called Domain Power. And you can simply point your domain to Domain Power from ProTrader, and it'll start to generate traffic and money for you. And step 4 is to sell your domain. Now, again, all you simply need to do is list the domain for sale on any one of these great platforms. GoDaddy, no doubt you'll recognize. ProTrader, hopefully you're recognizing. And CEDO and Afternic may well be new brands for you, but they are large, massive distribution points that'll help you sell your domain faster. So they're the 4 steps you really need to know, and you can do all that in ProTrader. Now, remember, there's 3 things you need to know: what to do, when to do it, and how to get it done. So, for participating today, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to get free access to our e-course, and it's free. It's a 10-day course. It's been professionally written. It's got homework and videos, and actually gives you the basic fundamentals of domain trading, which is a great beginner's starting point. It's got setting up your account, the life cycle of a domain, how to win domains, how to monetize domains, and then it's got an exam at the end with a certificate. If you pass more than 50%, you get a certificate, and that's valued at $49. And again, that's our gift to you for free for participating today. Now, this is a great fundamental course that goes for 10 days. Now, if you really want to take it to the next level and you like what you're hearing, you think this could be for you, you'd really like to try it a bit more, then I've got this course that I've built called Domain Trading 201. Let me just run you through that. It's got an education system and, of course, support, which is really vital. Now, the technology, you simply can't do it without the technology. The technology is phenomenal. It is unbelievable. It's been called a game changer by many industry heavyweights like Morgan Linton and Elliot Silver. In fact, I've got a quick reference coming up from Elliot Silver, one of the leading bloggers in the world for the domain name business. ProTrader has been featured on DN Journal and Domain Sherpa and a host of other leading industry sites. You just have to Google ProTrader to see all the positive reviews on it. It's got back orders, text messaging, the sniper tool. Now, you get 6 months pro membership. All the opportunities that are available across the planet are brought into ProTrader every day. We assess them, we appraise them. We even have a recommendation list that you can look at which ones to buy. And that's valued at $294. We've got modules. Now, these are great. These are professionally written modules where they're interactive. You can learn at your own pace. Now, the advantage of having these modules is that, again, you can learn them from home. It's like a home study course. 11 of them, 15 minutes each. How to sell a domain, pick a domain, buy a domain. Again, this is the next level above the e-course. It just goes into that more in-depth. Now, we value those modules at $19 each. That's $209 for the modules. And, of course, the support I've already talked about. This is critical when you're learning something new, whether it's guitar, whether it's a software program, it doesn't matter. Having live support is unbelievable. It avoids those frustrations and helps you get through. And again, these are not just typical support people who can't help. These are, in fact, traders who are doing the trading as well. They understand your problem and they can talk you through it. Now, 6 months support, live support with our Sydney and our Los Angeles office, that's valued at $300. Now, group coaching, that's with me. Now, this is your opportunity to submit questions, whether they are related to your specific situation or just industry related. Prior to each session, I meet with my team and go over the questions and I formulate answers. Now, the exciting thing about group coaching is you get to learn from other people. I just did one last week and there was a dozen questions submitted and I answered all of them, and I know most people on the webinar had not heard of the other questions. They're all at different levels, and that's the exciting thing about group coaching. From the comfort of your own home, you can simply jump on. It's either live or recorded live for later playback, and it's with me and for 60 minutes, and you can fire in all these questions and I simply give you the answers. And again, it's a very powerful 60 minutes of questions and answers about how to really accelerate your learning into domain trading. And that's valued at $201. The final component is our strategy videos, and these are awesome. I put together 3 strategic videos, including how-to videos. Now, we've got a TLD, a Geo, and the PPC strategy. Now, I just touched on the Geo. As I showed you, it's a $20,000 strategy. And I've got 2 other strategies as well. This is, these are my most profitable domaining tactics and how to implement them step by step. Now, we use these strategies in our business every day, so they're proven, and you can have access to them with the how-to videos, and we value that at $149 per strategy. Again, remember the Geo strategy by itself is a $20,000 strategy, so it's $447 worth of value. Now, this is a great program, but don't take my word for it. Here's a guy called Elliot Silver from Elliot's blog. This is one of the world's leading blogs in domain industry. This guy's been a successful domain trader, one of the most successful, in fact. He blogs daily about domain trading and investing, and here's a great reference from Elliot, who is a ProTrader member.
Hi, my name is Elliot Silver, and I've been investing in domain names as a career for the last 5 years. My company owns hundreds of domain names and websites such as dogwalker.com, burbank.com, shs.com, and many others. I wanted to take a few moments to discuss why I like Petrata and why I think it's beneficial for people who have different levels of experience. For beginners, Petrata offers a comprehensive online course where you can learn all about this business. The course is set up in small lesson blocks, making it easy to learn everything from the basics to more complicated strategies and techniques at your own pace. Not only is the course helpful, but it's also free. You can get a solid foundation in domain investing with the only commitment being your time. For people with more experience in domain investing, Petrata's platform offers many tools to help you grow your business. The portfolio management tool is great to track your domain names. You can track everything from your acquisition cost, the acquisition date, the expiration date, where you have it listed for sale, your asking price. It's basically everything you could ask for in a portfolio management tool. You can also buy names with the help of Petrata. The platform offers a number of analytic tools to help you search for domain names that are of interest to you and meet certain metrics that you've set. You can search for domain names on several different aftermarket websites and auction houses, and you can set alerts so you'll see when domain names that meet your criteria come up for sale. To me, the most useful tool at Petrata is the auction tool. I can analyze domain names that are coming up for auction, and I can also place what they call sniper bids. These are bids that are placed in the final moments of an auction, allowing me to bid stealthily to not reveal I bid until the last possible moment. If you're ever in need of help or support when using Petrata, the company has great customer service and support. Most of the time they can respond to you within business day, sometimes even within a couple of hours. It's really that fast. Domain investing is challenging in many different ways, and using Petrata can help you grow your business, no matter what your goals for success are. I use Petrata, and I urge you to try it out when you have a chance.
Thanks, Elliot. So people ask me all the time, how much money can I make in this business? And let me tell you, once you get started in domain trading, you're really going to love to trade domains. In fact, you're going to love the entire domain name game because it's not only fun, but it's really profitable as well. I've seen something recently where Bill Gates was on the Larry King live show before Larry retired, and Bill was talking about Microsoft. And he said to Larry, you know, that I was in the right place at the right time, and luck had a lot to do with it. Then he said there were a lot of people in the same place as I was, but the one difference was that I had vision. And my hope for you folks now is that you'll understand the size and scope of this opportunity. Now, Bill went on to say to Larry, there are a lot of people with the same vision and a lot of people saw the potential, but the difference is that I took massive and immediate action. So folks, it doesn't matter whether you're selling domain names or you're running Microsoft, if you do nothing, you get nothing. Now, some people say timing is everything. I'm not sure about that, but I know when opportunity knocks, answer the friggin' door. Now, did you miss this one? This is gold. Over the last decade, gold has risen from $200 to peak at almost $1,900. Did you miss that? Or what about this one, Apple? We all know the meteoric rise of Apple. I know it was an $8 stock in 2000. It was a $300 stock in July last year, and it went up to $700 even in these economic times. So, folks, did you miss that one? Don't miss this one. Let me run through the program one more time. We've got 3 strategy videos. We've got the 11 interactive modules. We've got the live support help, the ProTrader tool, including the very powerful Bid Sniper, 3 coaching sessions, and that's valued at $1,451. That's the value. We don't mark it up for these webinars. That's the actual value. There's no problem with it. We sell that every day at those sort of prices. And remember, this industry is going from $6 billion to $8 billion with you or without you, and with me or without me, and I hope it's with you. Now, if you're already buying domains, this is a program that can really help you buy domains better. And if you're brand new to domaining or domain investing, this is absolutely the program that you want. It's totally comprehensive, and it gives you everything you need to be a successful domain trader, including a members area with videos and tutorials. Now, many of you are probably already in Group A, wanting to jump ahead and register now, and a button will be appearing very shortly that you can jump in and register. Those that are in Group B, let me help you join the action takers in Group A. Now, as I said, this program is valued at $1,451. We don't want you to pay that. We want you to pay as a special webinar attendee offer $499. And for buying today, there's a bonus, a Domaining 101 ebook. Now, this whole program is valued at $1,488, and we're asking you to pay $499. Now, if you remember, folks, that's equal to about 1 trade that I do in about an hour. So if you can learn what I've learned, then you too could pay for this program in almost an hour. Now, if that's too much, and I understand that, we've also got 4 easy monthly payments of $139. So there's no excuses. You can get started today. So my hope for you now is that you've seen the opportunity. I hope you realize that the best investment you can actually make is into yourself, and that if you decide to join this program today, that you could be well on your way to learning a new life skill that could give you a better financial outcome, a better lifestyle for you and your family. So the button's there. I'm conscious that I've taken over 45 minutes now. So please, if you've decided to join, now's the time. Click the button through, see the offer, and sign up today. Now, whether you decide to join today or not, it's been my absolute pleasure to spend time with you and share some of my knowledge that has made me a successful domain trader. I truly hope it's been worth your time, that you'll now go on to build a successful domain portfolio. For those who are joining today, I say welcome. I'm very excited to teach you further about domain trading so that you too can be as successful as I've been. I want to say thanks for your time on behalf of myself, Troy Rushton, and the team at ProTrader. I bid you farewell. Have a nice day.